What is up, FBG fam? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. So today's video is a very exciting one as Arataki Ito's skills have been revealed. Now, I cannot go into detail about these skills because we have to wait until MiHoYo officially releases the information for themselves. So when we're talking about the skills and we're going over them, it's going to be very vague, and I do apologize. It's frustrating, but at the same time, if I go into detail, MiHoYo will take the video down, so I have to be very vague about what we're talking about. But if you want to see the skills for yourself, if you want to see exactly what we're talking about, you can join the Discord. A link will be in the description down below. Join the Discord and you can see everything for yourself. Now, really quickly, Arataki Ito is seeming to be a very unique character, and I do have my good friend Cameo back for this video because I couldn't talk about this just by myself. So Cameo, how you doing today?
I'm doing very good. How about you?
I'm doing well, thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and just vaguely go over the skills and what we're seeing, and then we'll go ahead and talk about it some more. So basically, he has his basic attacks, his charge attacks, very similar to what you would see with most characters, but there are some uniqueness within his charge attack that I have not seen on any other character. And I mentioned this in a previous video that this character is going to be unique, but at the time I was speaking about just his character design. Now that we see his skills, that has gone even further now, and it has gone into his skills just being an extremely unique character. Then we have his elemental skill, and this is the most frustrating part because his elemental skill is doing so much, but I can't go into detail about exactly what it's doing. But suffice it to say, there's a lot going on here, and a lot of his gameplay is probably going to be centered around the elemental skill because of how much is going on here and everything that it's going to be doing for Arataki Ito, and even the team for that matter. And then his elemental burst, it just appears to be, if we're going to speak very general, just an overall buff to Arataki Ito himself. And it's just going to allow him to hit harder, attack faster, and have some resistances, just in a nutshell. And this character, because he's so unique and because he's so different, that is the most frustrating part about talking about this character. But I did want to go ahead and get your opinion, Cameo. So just as a first impression, from what you see from his kit, and once again, this is a very early first look, so what we're seeing can most definitely change. And upon official release, he can probably come out different, and that's probably what's most likely going to happen. So take everything that we're talking about with a grain of salt until he's officially released in the game. But as a very early first impressions, first look, Cameo, what do you think about this character, Arataki Ito?
Yeah, things are definitely gonna change a little bit in the future, but I think the core idea of how he plays is gonna stay relatively the same. First read of these abilities, I don't want to say he's like Ganyu, because Ganyu's a bow user, right? So
Right.
it's not exactly the same, but the idea there feels very similar. Like what they want to do feels very similar. I could be wrong,
Right.
but from what I'm seeing, it feels like that's kind of the direction you want to go.
I agree with you. It seems as if, and this appears to be what they've been doing with these characters as of late, is that they're pulling from various other characters' kits and combining it into one character. Arataki Ito, he seems like a character that has a lot of great benefits from other characters, and they just fused it into one kit because he's taking great aspects from like Ganyu, and he's taking great aspects from like other characters. It's tough to say, like from the Raiden Shogun, in terms of a certain thing that he's doing, and they're just fusing it into Arataki Ito. And the way you're going to want to build him, just from an early look, and the way you're going to want to play him is most definitely going to be in that what appears to be that bruiser tank type of role, where he looks like he's going to be able to tank a lot of damage, but he looks like he's going to be able to spit out a lot of damage as well. Is that what you're getting from his kit also?
Yeah, definitely. based off of what his how his stats are calculated for sure. I definitely I don't want to say too much because I can't really go into it,
Right.
but
It's
it definitely
frustrating.
feels like he's gonna be like a more resilient type of bruiser character.
Right, which kind of plays along the lines of that geo element, right? That's
Right.
most that's what you think of when you think of the geo element. But when I take a look at, for example, on his charge attack within his basic attack, just seems ridiculous. It looks like it's going to hit extremely hard because of how unique it is,
Right.
along with, and I'll say it, he does have a stacking mechanic very similar to like the Raiden Shogun. Along with that stacking mechanic, his charge attack is just looking to be devastating and an integral part of his kit. The elemental skill is taking aspects from multiple different characters from what I can see, and the uniqueness of the mechanic behind it is just it's looking to be one of the not only cooler elemental skills, but maybe one of the best elemental skills. I know it's early to say that, and we definitely would have to test it. But just from what I can see and all that it's doing, this is and the cooldown and the duration of it and the percentage on it. I mean, this elemental skill is going to be, I think, arguably one of the best elemental skills in the game. I mean, would you agree with that, or are you seeing something different than what I'm seeing?
His elemental skill is definitely going to be unique and definitely good, but I think the majority of it comes from his normal attacks.
Right,
I feel like that's really what his kit is centered around. Well,
right.
not necessarily normal attacks. I don't want to say exactly what it's centered around,
it's
but
it's frustrating. I had the same problem with the Raiden Shogun when before she released, and I was able to see her skills, and I wanted to talk about it so much. The most frustrating part is having to be this vague because at the same time, I don't want to spoil anything for individuals that don't want to know until he drops in the game or until MiHoYo
right.
officially releases it. So I don't want to spoil anything. That's why we're not going into percentage, and that's why we're not going into detail of what these skills actually do. Not spoiling and not getting it taken down by MiHoYo. Um, but go ahead, Cameo. You were saying?
Yeah, I feel like the elemental skill definitely supports the idea of what he's supposed to be doing, along with his elemental burst.
And the way I'm looking at it, Cameo, and once again, correct me if I'm wrong. And in the comment section down below, really quickly, if you've seen the kit or if you've seen what Arataki Ito is doing, let me know your opinions and your thoughts down there. And if you are excited about Arataki Ito dropping and are hyped, go ahead and hit the like button. Helps out the channel tremendously. Means a lot to me. Uh, I see a lot of synergy here, Cameo. I see a lot of synergy within his elemental skill, elemental burst, and his basic attacks because of this
Yeah,
of the
definitely.
stacking mechanic that he has built in. And I think the way you would want to play him, once again, this is just an early look. It looks like you would want to go ahead and do the elemental skill. If you have the elemental burst, go ahead and pop that elemental burst, and then your charge attacks are gonna be just just obliterating enemies, like just taking them out. Like you're just gonna be
Yeah,
doing tons of damage.
I didn't want to say it, but you said it, so yeah, definitely. Charge attacks, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. It's the it's the
It's
charge attacks.
it's the charge attacks. Yep, that feels like what
It's
it's
gonna be
centered
centered
around.
around. Yeah, it doesn't even sound as if you're gonna want to do the normal attacks too often, except for the stacking mechanic. Um, and I think once you have the max stacks, uh, you just go all in with the charge attacks.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be an optimal way to play him, but you definitely want to get those charge attacks off.
Right. That's where most of his damage is. And I think in conjunction with his elemental burst, I think if you have his elemental burst popped and then you have max sacks already, and then you just go in with those charge attacks, Cameo, I think we're gonna be seeing some nutty numbers, man.
Yeah, definitely.
And I already know there's gonna be somebody in the comment section saying, "Don't overhype this character. You content creators always hype these characters up too much, and then people get let down." Listen, I know I can't help it. I'm excited about this character. Listen, if you don't want to get overhyped, I'll tell you right now, Arataki Ito, I'm gonna be overhyping this character. I am sipping the copium on this one. I am Arataki Ito all the way in, because this character is just extremely exciting for me, especially with the lulls of 2.2 right now and the anniversary. Listen, this is what I'm looking forward to outside of Yae Miko. So if you don't want to be overhyped on a character, then this is probably not going to be the videos for you moving forward. But even with that being said, Cameo, I don't think I'm overhyping it. I think.
No, this seems like the right amount of hype for sure. Because I mean, this is what the community needs. This is definitely what the community needs right now. Because, like we said before, we've just come off the heels of Kokomi, of the anniversary. Now we're in 2.2, which is very slow and nothing really to do. So having this information from leaks, it's definitely reinvigorated my passion for the game for sure.
That, and you know, let me say this really quickly as well. When it comes to characters, I've been doing this for a little bit, right, Cameo? When it comes to a character's kit, and you're able to just view it from a general aspect, you can tell when a character is going to be strong or not, or you can tell when something in their kit's going to be strong or not. The one time I got this wrong, and I've admitted this on multiple occasions, was Kokomi's Elemental Burst, which is not even, it's not terrible. It just wasn't to the expectations that I thought it was going to be. I think that was like the only time that I can think of in recent memories where I got that wrong. So I would like to say I'm batting a good average here when it comes to looking at a character's kit and determining whether they're going to be strong or not, or at least an aspect of their kit. And
I think,
go ahead, Cameo.
I was gonna say, I think a lot of creators got Kokomi wrong when it came to her birth. I think a lot of people were expecting.
I was off on that. Yeah, I was expecting it to hit tremendously hard, and I was let down, to say the least. But with that aside, when it comes to Arataki Ito, I mean, I'm looking at what he's doing, and that's where I mentioned his kit looks very synergistic, and it looks like there is going to be an extremely optimal way to play him, like you mentioned. And I think that's going to be popping the elemental skill. Let me, I almost gave it away. Popping the elemental skill, popping the elemental burst, and then going right into your charge attacks and just going crazy. I think that's going to be at least one of the most optimal ways to play him. Now, as more information comes out and as we get more details about Arataki Ito, I mean, I don't know how much more details we can get. They literally dropped everything here, and they even dropped constellations and passives. There is going to be a specific way that you're going to want to build him, which I think I'll talk about in a different video. But this character I'm excited about. He looks exciting. He looks fun. And I cannot wait to be able to, you know, actually get my hands on him and try him out. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I think this video was long enough. Thank you guys for all your support. Thank you guys for everything that you do for me here on the channel. Once again, go in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about everything. Cameo, any closing statements about Arataki Ito or just anything in general before we get on out of here?
Yeah, the last thing I'm going to say is anyone who wanted a DPS, congratulations. You got it.
I agree, and that's gonna be for another video, Cameo. I think that's gonna be for the next video. We're gonna talk about Arataki Ito and the kind of role that he's going to fill. I think that's gonna be the next video. If you're down for it, we'll get you back on for that.
Definitely don't do that yet.
Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna get on out of here, and once again, thank you guys so much. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. And until next time, my boys. Until next time, it's your homie Cody and Cameo, and we're out. Bye, guys.